Yep, this is the El Magnifico Games channel, and I'm Robert, and we're going to be continuing with a playthrough of Skyrim today. We finished the DLC, the Dragonborn DLC, main quest last time. We fought, and so now we're completing side quests. Right now we're about to begin a side quest. Sorry, no, we're going to continue a side quest where we're trying to save someone that's been taken by the Falmer. They're inside that fort, and we don't know why the Falmer have taken them. So yeah. Have a lovely lurk, Avon. Mirak, yes. I did want to say something to you, Georgius. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this to you before, but I do have a bachelor's degree in law. I have not gone on to become a lawyer, so, you know, I wouldn't present myself as a legal authority, and any expertise I did have is, of course, in the British legal system, not the American. But with all that said, if at any point you do want any specific legal questions looked into, without, you know, going directly to a lawyer or something like that, I'm happy to be an extra pair of eyes. Obviously, don't take anything I say as gospel. You'll want to take it with a grain of salt, because again, my expertise is in the British legal system, not the American, and I'm not a practicing lawyer, but I just thought I wanted to offer that. I suppose for people watching this back on YouTube must be very confused, but Georgius is going for a rather difficult time right now. Anywho, let's carry on with the game. Oh, hang on. I need to... There we go.
Halt!
I'm here for Thorold Greymane.
Are you joking? Even if we had a prisoner by that name, the only way he'd be released is by order of the Imperial Legion. Now I suggest you turn around and go back the way you came.
I'm good friends with the leader of the Imperial Legion, so I think we can make that happen. I don't remember the path back, though. Sorry, Georgius, I hate to be a nuisance. Could you just confirm that you heard what I said? That's all. Because I know people will, you know, dip out of chat and so on without saying so, and that's perfectly fine. That's I'm not complaining. I just want to... Just checking that the message was heard and understood, that's all. Obviously you don't have to take me up on it. So yeah. So the plan then, since they say they want Order of the Imperial Legion. Incidentally, super interesting that they said that, because the Falmer are, I believe they're a paramilitary group within the Somerset Isles. I get the impression that they have managed to take over the Somerset Isles. My point is simply this. They're not the Imperial Legion. They are not answerable to the Imperial Legion. They are a different group entirely, who, for some reason, seem to have set up base in Skyrim, for reasons unknown as yet. All this is to say that it was very weird when we found out that a person of interest to the Imperial Legion had been taken by the Falmer at all. I remember remarking upon that last stream, like, what's the connection there? Why have the Falmer... I mean, I know I say they're a separate organisation, and they are. It's not like they aren't aware of each other. I understand that they probably... The Imperial Legion and the Falmer probably have some sort of, like, treaties and so on. You know, that's no different to, I don't know, like the French government having an embassy in the UK, if you see what I mean. Like, they're still completely... They may be on friendly terms, and they may cooperate on some things, but that doesn't mean they're the same organisation. So, to extend that analogy, it would be like if there was a person who was clearly of great interest to the British government, but not at all to the French government, for reasons, were like taken prisoner by the British government and then just handed over to the French embassy in London or something, and you'd be like, well, why? Like, why? That's basically what's going on here. So I made that remark last time. And now they're saying, well, we'll only release them with the with an order from the Imperial Legion, which again suggests that they're only being held there because the Imperial Legion asked them to. In fact, we even saw the note, which seemed to be from the leader of the Imperial Legion, whose name is escaping me right now, but I should remember him. General Tullius, was it? Who was saying that, oh, I'm so sorry, but so-and-so seems to have been captured by the Falmer. We can't do anything. Best to forget he ever existed, or something like that. Which, I mean, what I'm getting at here is it sounds almost like the Imperial Legion came to some sort of arrangement with the Falmer where they would hold him. Why them? We don't know. And then was basically trying to act like, oh yeah, I mean, nothing to do with us. I don't know why they did that. This is kind of red string board analysis that speaks to my soul. Well, I'm just analysing what's been put before us. I have very little faith in Bethesda to actually carry through on all this. The number of times that we've been like playing Skyrim and something really weird has gone on and then it's never been acknowledged. You know, every member of the world just seems to think that it's completely normal. But yeah, it's bizarre. Like, why would the Imperial Legion have... I mean, we know... but do we know for a fact the Imperial Legion had actually taken them prisoner? I don't think we did. I think we knew this individual. What was his name? Thorold. I think we know that Thorold, who was associated with the Stormcloaks, was of interest to the Imperial Legion. We never even found out exactly why either. Like, yeah, he was Stormcloak aligned, but so's half of Skyrim. Like, why this guy in particular? And I don't think we even know that he'd taken up arms. Like, that's like being in the middle of a civil war and then, like, one civilian that happens to be, you know, in favour of one side in the civil war suddenly being taken by the other side. It's like, why? Why this guy? What is so special about him? Why do you care about him in particular? But we've never had that question answered. The best we've got is like, well, he seems to have been supporting the Stormcloaks, so there's that. I don't think we know that the Imperials ever actually took him themselves, although they might have done. But what we do know is that they then sent that General Tullius, the actual general, like the highest, after the Emperor, the highest authority there is in Skyrim in terms of representing the Imperials. He sent a letter saying, yeah, not to the person's family or anything, but to another family, an Imperial-aligned family in the same settlement, saying, yeah, the Falmer got him, forget about him. Like, it's so bizarre. Like, why was he even writing to that family? Like, why would they care? How were they involved in it? But yeah, that happened. And there's, as I say, this whole sort of, well, the Falmer got him, so there's nothing we can do. Why? Why would the Falmer care? If he was of interest to anyone, it would be of more interest to you, presumably, because he was Stormcloak aligned. Like, as far as I can tell, the Falmer have absolutely no business being interested in this individual. He would be just a random guy to them. Spitting straight facts vis-a-vis Bethesda's handling of law in its presentation. But yeah, so that's the thing. We don't know why this person was particularly singled out by the Imperial Legion. We have no idea how he ended up in the Falmer hands, although it looks like the Imperial Legion probably had a hand in it from the top. Again, he's just like this random guy. He's not like the general of the Stormcloaks. He's not, oh, I've already forgotten his name. Ulrich? Oh, this is embarrassing. I've forgotten the name of the leader of the Stormcloaks. But yeah, he's not him. He's just like a random guy in just one random town. But yeah. And now the Falmer are saying we won't release him without orders from the Imperial Legion, which again would be a bit like walking up to the French embassy in London and saying, "Hey, we think you're holding this random person. Could you free them?" And they're like, "Well, even if we had someone like that, we would not be freeing them without orders from the British government." You'd be like, "What? Why?" Ulfric, that's it. Ulfric Stormcloak, I think. It's been a long while since I played Skyrim. So when we actually get to speak to General Tullius, it's going to be, as I say, so incidentally, just to fill you in, I've actually already done the Civil War questline in this game, and I did side with the Imperials, and we won. So, actually, how would the quest have changed if the Stormcloaks had won? Would they have said we need an order from Ulfric Stormcloak? I don't know. Would it have been impossible to try and solve this diplomatically? I don't know. But anyway, we succeeded in defeating the Stormcloaks. The Imperials won, and we were the hero of the day. So I can't guarantee it. I think there's a moderate chance we can persuade General Tullius to release this person, or at least you know, offer some sort of insight into why this has happened to him. I went and it got cleaned. Next week I take off. They don't do heating paste. I am so sorry, Rowdy. I wonder if I missed a earlier comment. What did you get cleaned? Where are you off to next week? And what is heating paste?
Off the coast away to... You have vanquished a great evil from Skyrim.
Tullius is at least somewhat politically savvy to agree, and on paper should be willing to entertain the idea of diplomacy. I need a prisoner released from Northwatch Keep.
The Thalmor. Do you have any idea what you're asking? I can only imagine the headaches this is going to cause.
But I'm only doing it because his mother asked me to.
Assuming they even honor it, you should be able to get your prisoner out.
Has this been sealed, or can I read it?
Go on, get out of here.
I mean, genuinely, that's kind of ambiguous. If he gave me a sealed document, I would hand it to them sealed. But since there's no indication that there's a seal... Prisoner release order to Commander Northwatch Keep. The agent bearing this letter is to be escorted to Thorold Greymane, a prisoner at Northwatch Keep. The prisoner is to be transferred into the custody of the agent and granted safe passage from the keep by authority of General Tullius. Wait, hang on. Yeah, that's the only page, I think. Yeah. Who ends their letter with a comma? That is so annoying. Anyway.
Lightly armored means light on your feet.
Ulfric was... Ulfric was kind of a bigot before he got captured, and is even less tolerant about anything other than scorched earth policies now. Well, he's dead, so... it's kind of a moot point. My console needed to have the dust removed from the inside of it by the electronics store. Oh, so did you mean thermal paste? I have a... However, heating paste is a metallic addition to consoles. The electronics store does not do that, so I need to take it elsewhere to get that done. Oh, okay. You can actually do thermal paste yourself if you're careful and you've got the right screwdrivers to open the console up. If you don't want to, then of course don't. But just so you're aware, that is a thing that can be done. The Falmer are a racial extremist organisation from the Shivering Isles. Wait, are they? The Shivering Isles, not the Somerset Isles. that essentially took over the Empire. On the surface, they're with the Imperials, but actually they're playing both sides to weaken everyone else, so the Falmer influence can grow further. Ending the Civil War in either way is detrimental to Falmer plans.
Citizen.
Avon types in your chat. What is this madness? Yes, thermal paste. Today's collab ended. I'm not breaking my console. Fair enough. Somerset. I was gonna say Avon. Did they actually take over the Empire? I thought they had, like, rebelled against the Empire. I guess they must... If they're on good terms with the Imperials, I guess they must have taken over to an extent. Like, otherwise they would have just seen... Otherwise the Imperials would have just viewed them as another rebel faction. Brain auto-corrected for some reason. That's okay. No worries. Avon, you did it during the collab. Oh, that's because Avon had to turn their mic off. Avon, that's the best analysis. It gets even crazier once you get into the metaphysical law reasons at the crux of the Falmer's goals and methods. You had to mute yourself. I got my console back. It is DS time! Well, Fuzzy first. As I've said before, Avon, if you ever want to, you're always welcome to carry on the voice chat after we finish collabing. If that's easier.
It'll be good to get out of the sun for a while.
Well, if the Falmer have effectively taken over the Empire, then for General Tullius to be able to command the Imperials in Skyrim, that would imply that can this take me anywhere? No. That would imply that the Falmer, at least up to a point, have consented to General Tullius holding the position that he does. Interesting. So maybe they'd follow the instructions just because they'd be thinking, well, you know, he's our guy. He's the person we put in charge to put the rebellion down. So, you know, it's not that we have to do what he says, but if he asks for something and it's not too much trouble. Still, General Tullius seemed quite convinced that this was going to ruffle more than a few feathers. To have the Imperial Legion order this prisoner's release, and again, we only are doing this because his mother asked us nicely to bring him back. Time to go back to the lurking, my sweet Rob. That's far too kind, Rowdy. But thank you. The Falmer have taken over the Empire on a technicality. There's still an actual Emperor and everything, hence the subterfuge. Well, what do you mean by on a technicality? Like, are people actually following their orders? I mean, I wonder if this is a bit like how Japan ended up during the shogunate period. So for those that don't know, Japan, well, a very long time ago, Japan obviously didn't have an emperor, but I don't think we know much about that period reliably. As in, there are stories, and historians will look at them, but we don't have, like, good historic records from back then. Subsequent to that, they had an emperor, and then they had a period where a lineage of... Well, it started with very senior generals declaring themselves shogun and taking over the country, but then... it ended up being, I believe the title ended up being inherited by their children, so they stopped being generals. But anyway, so Japan for quite a long time, like a few hundred years, known as the shogunate period, was ruled by a shogun. The interesting thing, they never got rid of the emperor. The emperor was still there. And in fact, they had to show deference to the emperor. And it was a weird sort of situation that you can't really imagine happening in many other countries, because they had to show deference to the emperor from a social perspective, as in they had to treat him respectfully and so on. But the shoguns held all the political power. They were the ones that were really running the show, to the extent that I believe the emperor ended up, or the emperor, the imperial family of Japan ended up having the problem that they were incredibly poor at one point, because, you know, the shogunate wasn't giving them loads of money. I don't know how much, if any, money they were receiving, but not enough to cover their costs of running the palace. And so a lot of things were being still notionally done in the emperor's name, even though they held literally zero power. Like, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating slightly when I say zero, but I suppose compared to just just a random person on the street, they would have still held quite a bit of power. But, you know, they were not a big political player. Anyway, I wonder if that's what you mean by technicality. I wonder if what you mean is that the empire still has an emperor, but they're a complete figurehead.
Where'd you come from?
Maybe not. I don't know. What you mentioned in Japan sounds like the warlord period in China indeed. No central government, only regional governments. But did China still have an emperor? The difference with Japan is they still had a central government. It's just the shogun was the one making all the decisions, and the emperor was not. But they still had an emperor. Everything I know about the Edo period of Japan I learned from the Neo series. Well, it at least kickstarted my deep dives into Japanese history. It is interesting, isn't it? I've never done Neo though. I've never played. I am right in saying Neo is a game series, aren't I? Not an anime. That does sound pretty close to what's going on with the Falmer and the Empire, except the Falmer don't have the manpower and resources to strong arm the Empire if the Empire was to regroup, and so they're trying to weaken the Empire despite the Empire's surrender. Why would they have surrendered if they could have won? If the Falmer are seriously worried that if the Empire were to regroup that they would defeat them, why would the Empire have ever surrendered in the first place? Oh, is it basically what happened that a bunch of provinces broke off? And when you say regroup, what you mean is if the provinces just decided to recombine. I think the Falmer won mostly due to the subterfuge and surprise attacks. That's still only going to take you so far if the enemy forces are genuinely superior. I wonder how, because it's all very well them depicting this process being, you know, happening in Skyrim, but what's Elder Scrolls 6 going to show when presumably this is all settled?
Halt! Are you joking? Even if we had a prisoner by that name, the only way he'd be released is by order of the Imperial Legion. Now I suggest you turn around and go back the way you came.
Here's an order from General Tullius himself.
What? Well, this seems to be an order. Very well. Follow me.
Find a way to release Thorold from the Falmer custody. Follow the Falmer guard. Bethesda stays mysterious, bro. Well, I mean, this is what Bethesda do. they create a bunch of lore for one game, and then in the next game, oh, that's all settled. That happened, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or what have you. And so then you actually find out what the result was. So we'll presumably find out in the next game who actually won the Skyrim Civil War, and what happened to the Falmer. The Empire surrendered because there was a knife at their throat, but there's ways to shake off the Falmer influence, and the Falmer are genuinely worried about that despite their high and mighty attitude. I don't know why he stopped there to just look at us, but okay. Hold up, if you'll forgive me, I just want to... And the game crashed, of course. Hopefully I saved recently. Sorry, I was just going to double check that the game swap actually happened properly. No it didn't. Okay, fine. Guess this is going to be another case of the two streams becoming merged on YouTube, which is really annoying. That shouldn't happen. Anyway. That's what happened last week as well. I haven't figured out... the problem... I don't fully understand it, but for some reason I'm having a lot of difficulty, like, swapping streams on YouTube. Like, I can set it up to do a stream and I can go live, that works fine. But as soon as I, like, try to end one stream and start another, it keeps trying to start the first one again. It's really weird. Oh good, we haven't gone back far. Northwatch Mage, interesting. As someone who has done both sides of the Civil War conflict, neither Ulfric nor Tullius is fond of the Falmer. Both will mention planning to remove the Falmer from Skyrim after the Civil War. Can't remember if this is a conversation the Dragonborn has to start though, but we never actually see that in game. No. No, they could have done an expansion to deal with that exact issue, but they didn't. Skyrim, the Empire Strikes Back. Why do you keep stopping to look at me? Oh my goodness. Why? Just go! Go! How interesting could I possibly be? To be fair, you probably don't see many people dressed like that. Please, hurry up. Go. Go. Shoot. Take me to the prisoner. Oh my goodness. Why? Oh, how did you end up becoming guards here if you can't even figure out how to walk past each other?
You want something from me?
It's entirely possible that Elder Scrolls 6 will maintain the Thalmor being removed from Skyrim, but not who won the war. Or they could do what they did with Morrowind and Oblivion and have ES5 and 6 take place at the same time. They could. They could go anywhere, they could go back in time. I thought you were going to say they could make it another Dragon Breach, and both sides won the war. Oh my goodness, this keep goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Then again, usually I'm not forced to dawdle through these keeps, so they seem a lot smaller.
Need something?
Oh my goodness. How long have we been just following this one guard? Is this a test? Is Bethesda testing me? Is it like you only get the peaceful resolution to this quest if you can actually... Wow, this place could do with a spring clean. You only get the peaceful resolution to this quest if you have the patience to actually follow the guard the whole way. Oh, hello there. How are you?
You there. What are you doing? All right then.
Watch what you're doing.
Gonna release him?
Yes?
You there. I never thought I'd see another friendly face again. We need to get to safety as soon as possible. Let's move.
Why do I get the feeling that that dialogue was meant for if you like either sneak in or go in loud and kill everybody? Honestly, if they're going to canonize a victor, I think it should be the Stormcloaks. Both sides are a mess, to be honest, but the Elder Scrolls series has always been largely by province anyway, so it would give them a convenient excuse to restrict travel to Skyrim if they wanted to do a larger game. Yeah, I don't know. It's really going to change the nature of the series if the Empire does properly break up, though. I mean, the Imperials weren't added as a race until Morrowind, but I'm pretty sure even from the very first game, the entire concept was there was this one empire consisting of the several different, vastly different provinces. And so suddenly, if the Empire is no longer there, you're dealing with a load of different independent countries who are probably warring with each other, at least to some extent. I'm not suggesting they couldn't do that, but it would change the character of the game quite a bit. Skyrim also sets you up to push you more towards Stormcloak than Imperial. Yeah, I felt like that. Which I thought was a bit strange. I don't know why. They kind of like set it up as if the Imperials were the bad guys, but it's like they're not really when you think about it. Like, you've got to understand that the Empire has been here for hundreds of years. Meaning, like, there's nobody that remembers an independent Skyrim. I mean, okay, very long-lived creatures like Parthenax, but like, in terms of actual Nords that live here, nobody remembers it independent. People's grandparents' grandparents don't remember an independent Skyrim. Everything they've known has been the Empire. Their whole legal system, their customs, their trade, all of that is going to be built around the Empire, and so it really isn't clear that the Stormcloak rebels should be taken as in quite the light that they were. Like, the way that the Stormcloaks were presented, it's like way more as though they had just been invaded, you know? Like, as if the Empire had managed to score an initial victory against the Nords, but then they were the resistance force back at home, a bit like the although they never ended up seeing actual combat so far as I'm aware, a bit like the Home Guard when that Britain had during the Second World War. You know, a military force at home that could protect its British interests after it had been invaded. That's kind of how they presented the Stormcloaks, but that is not at all the reality that was presented to us. Neither side is really the bad guy. Ulfric's a little short-sighted, though. Pretty much the entirety of Castle Volkihar remembers an independent Skyrim. That's true. But to what extent does Castle Volkihar participate in the normal politics and culture of Skyrim, if you see what I mean? Like, there may be exceptional individuals that are extremely long-lived, but in terms of the Nords as a people, you know, all they have known is Empire for generation after generation after generation after generation. I think the intent with the way the Stormcloaks were portrayed was to draw parallels and such between the Dragonborn and Talos. Maybe. Having not done the Stormcloak side of the story, I can't say for sure, but I can see where you're going with that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it really worked. I suppose if the Nords really did have a long, unfortunate history of the Imperials, it would make more sense as well. Like, if it really could be justified that they had been deeply wronged by the Empire over and over and over again, and that there had been this great animosity that had built over hundreds of years, then it would also kind of work. But I don't feel like they really substantiated that. Not to say they did it well, because they didn't, but the entire story revolves around a Dragonborn while at war about whether or not worshipping the Dragonborn who founded the Empire wages in the background. This is true. Personally, I am for the Forsworn. Yeah, who are the Forsworn? Because I know we encounter them as like a bandit group. But they also seem to have more of a druidic side. I don't think I ever got to the bottom of exactly who they were.
I knew I heard something.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the Stormcloak cause feels underdeveloped. Like, they would need more of a recent memory of hardship under the Empire for it to make sense, and something to have helped reinforce their independent identity as well. Like, okay, sure, they're Nords and they have their own culture, but they could still be Imperial Nords. to maintain such a culture, to maintain, for the Stormcloak Rebellion to make sense, they would have had to have maintained really quite a strong sense of them and us. Not, we're part of a multicultural nation, and this is our particular culture. I mean, that's just, you know, that's just having different regions. But to actually have a sense of, no, this power has been imposed upon us. These people aren't us. And for that to have continued for hundreds of years suggests hundreds of years of continued suffering, I would suggest, which I just don't think is evidenced in the game. The Forsworn are the natives of the Reach. They've been largely pushed underground and persecuted by both the Nords and the Empire for a long time. Oh, interesting. So do they just worship different gods or something? Are they a bit like the Ashlander tribes of Morrowind? Because in when the game Morrowind takes place, there's obviously the Imperial cult. That's what their religion is called. That worship all the Imperial deities. But then there's also the Dunmer themselves worship the Tribunal, which is made up of 3 gods. But then the Ashlanders were actually a tribal group that still worshipped the Daedra that the Dunmer used to worship before the Tribunal came along. So their religion is an older one that they've maintained. Is that a similar situation with the Forsworn, that they just they're persecuted for religious reasons? Isn't this game beautiful? You may have noticed the screen's gone blurry, and that's because our character's very tired. If you look at the blue bar. Going to try to... I just realised that the health bar is like bright red and dark red, which makes sense. But I think they use the same dark red for both the blue bar and the green bar. That's mana and fatigue. No, they call it stamina now, don't they? Not that you can see the red bar on the stamina currently. Interesting. You'd have thought they'd have chosen a dark blue and a dark green, but apparently not. The Forsworn worship nature and are in a way both the Aedra and Daedra. Did a quest in ESO where a point was made that the Reachmen worship some of the more antagonistic Daedra in roughly the same way Christians see stories of Lucifer, in the hopes of learning how to better fend them off. Interesting. Do you play ESO much? Because that's one I've never got into, but I've been considering, especially when I found out they have Morrowind in ESO. That was potentially a big draw to me to see Morrowind again. But in a more recent engine. Of course, ESO must be getting quite old now. I still think of it as being, you know, a really new MMORPG, but I mean, it's not got the same pedigree that.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire, and I'll send someone over.
Hang on, where's? Oh my goodness. Where's the guy we were escorting? Oh, you've got to be joking. Ah! Why? We came this whole way.
Getting old's not so bad.
Oh, I've got to reload. I'm... Sorry, I'm comparing when these saves were made. I used to play a lot, then I played all the expansions my dad bought and wasn't terribly interested in buying individual dungeons. Buying dungeons? Okay, that is not the one I wanted. Does the quest say failed? You should be able to meet him in Whiterun otherwise. Oh, okay. Says I need to speak to him. Oh, apparently I have led him to safety. Fine. Thank you for that, Avon. I would have reloaded back to the keep otherwise.
If you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone. Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Take a look.
Oh look, they've got some grapes drawn on there. I take it... Oh, your food has restocked. That was lucky. It doesn't usually restock this quickly. Maybe it restocks at like midnight or something, as opposed to after a certain period of time has passed.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Remember the Winking Skeever next time your foot's...
May I leave, please? Thank you. Some dungeons here so need to be outright bought because they're sold separately from the expansion areas, which annoyed me a lot. Oh, I can imagine that. That isn't... That's not... I don't agree with that business practice. That's quite mean. Were they expensive? If they were like 30 pence a dungeon, I'm not saying I would then approve, but I can at least see some arguments for it. What I'm basically thinking is, supposing instead of releasing your game as altogether, supposing you released it in a modular fashion where everyone's buying like an individual bit of it, like one dungeon at a time. Now, if you actually made the price relatively low for each part of it, then you could argue that that then just lets people vote on the content that they like directly by only paying for the stuff that they want. If you see what I mean? Like, if they released a really bad dungeon, then no one's going to pay for it. So it would really incentivize the studio to make sure every dungeon is actually really good. I'm still not sure I like the sound of that business model, but if it was more like a microtransaction, you're paying like a tiny little bit for each dungeon, then maybe... The flag of Aotearoa, or New Zealand. Oh, is that the Maori name for it? Features a famous constellation against a blue background. How many stars are depicted on the banner? It's the Southern Cross that's depicted, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head how many stars are in it. I'm going to go with 5, because 5 is the minimum. Oh, gee, I realised last stream, although I didn't mention it, I've forgotten the name of our horse. I think it was the horse you named, Avon. I'm sure I'd remember it if I saw it, again. Rock, that was it, thank you.
Need a ride?
Better memory than me. Where are we going? Whiterun, isn't it?
Climb back and we'll be off.
4 red, 5 pointed stars. Each outlining white, representing the Southern Cross. Oh, it's 4, of course it would be. Sorry, because there wouldn't be one in the centre. Yeah, I feel dumb. Pretty sure it's Whiterun we're going to.
There once was a hero named Ragnar, riding to Whiterun from all...
Okay, so 4 stars in the Southern Cross. Well, this will be another quest well done, won't it? Bringing him home to his family. Gonna look a bit because I want to get a list of a few specific locations for you to check out. I'll send you the location wiki pages over Discord. Oh, that's incredibly kind, thank you. I got my notebook out so I could write down the name of the locations. Do I remember where the house is? Not exactly, but I might be able to figure it out. Is it round here and then like down the corner? That one? No. Round here. This one, I think. Oh, look at that. There's dragons. Very nice. How's Skyrim? No one here? Have they moved out or something? What time of day is it? It's the middle of the afternoon. The house is unlocked. Nobody appears to be in. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, there we go.
Forget Solitude or Windhelm. Whiterun was the crown jewel of Skyrim before... well, before... never mind. This was such a glorious city, but then everything had to change. The Empire came, and my brother was lost.
What do you mean the Empire came and your brother was lost? Once again, nobody, apart from like a few dragons and a few vampires, remember an independent Skyrim. You don't remember an independent Skyrim. Your grandfather doesn't remember an independent Skyrim. Your grandfather's grandfather doesn't remember an independent Skyrim. And your grandfather's grandfather's grandfather doesn't remember an independent Skyrim. The Imperials have not just arrived. You make it, by mixing up the Empire and your brother's troubles, you make it sound like, you know, this all happened within most a few years of each other. That's not the case. But seriously, where is your brother? I'd like to have a word with him. Clairvoyance. Round here? Round here? Round here? Round here? Out? Is that because do I have any marker on the map? I didn't. Then where's it taking me? To one of the farms? Is that where it's taking me?
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time. Men are all alike from
Where is it taking me? Let me double check something. Definitely have no other quests selected, do I? No, I don't. I don't have any other quests selected and we don't have a marker. This should be taking me to where I need to be for this quest then. Is he set up in a different town? I mean, I'll follow the path. I'll find out where he's gone, but so unusual. Oh, a dragon.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
Hang on, why doesn't she like people drinking milk? That is such a random insult. Where's the shout that lets me control dragons? There it is, bend will. If that dragon comes close, I can just bend their will. And then we can walk away. Is this taking us in the direction of Markash or something like that? Is that what it's called? What's its name? Markarth. Right. There's a lot of land between us and Markarth, though. So it could be taking us to any number of other places as well.
Interfering with official Tholmor business.
Huh. I wish I could do this from horseback. For some reason Skyrim doesn't let you cast spells on horseback. I'm pretty sure Oblivion did. Morrowind didn't have horseback riding. Which is funny actually, because Daggerfall did. I suppose they're in a bit of an awkward situation with Morrowind, because things had only just gone 3D, and it's in the sense of like having full 3D models. Most of Daggerfall was, I mean, the environment was 3D models, but the characters themselves were sprites, and so similarly your horse was just a sprite. Why have you taken me to this spot of all places? Not alcoholic milk drinker, correction. Do you think that's what it is? I'm sorry, this is going to sound really strange, but
The dark elf. I mean no offense. I am but a humble farmer, not a great wanderer like you.
why is it taking me to this one random spot? It really does want me over here. Is this the exact center of the map or something? Is this what it does when it doesn't know where to send me? It might actually be the exact center of the map. That's not completely implausible. There's one Parley Dark farm. Well, blast. I hate to say it, I think we are going to have to reload back to just when we released him. If we can. That was the save. Hold on. Oh, these American style dates. Right, that was the first save today. How's Greymane? Oh, this is... We don't have a good save to use to reload from. Well then what am I supposed to do? I have no idea where he's gone. I don't know. I mean, I could teleport back. I could control a dragon and have him fly me back to the keep. See if he's still there. I think there's a moderate chance that's what happened. But as I was leaving the place, I was supposed to talk to him or something, and I just didn't. I reckon he's still there. Well, I don't see any dragons, so I guess I'm gonna have to walk back there. It's fine. I bet he's just standing there right next to the Falmer guard at the keep. I probably just assumed he was following us because the quest said lead him to safety. I didn't actually think. Oh, thank you for the list, Avon. Perhaps once I've done this quest, I'll look at the list properly and write down some of those locations in my notebook. Okay, we're nearly back to Whiterun now. There we go. That's the place. The carriage, I mean. Can you take me back up to Solitude? As much as I hate to say it. Solitude.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
Assume you can't take me straight to Castle Volkihar. Now, it's different locations. Some are major cities, which may be cheating, but I've pointed out some major or just interesting quests. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if you heard me say, but I'll look into that after I've figured out what's going on with this quest. My best guess is that the NPC that I need to escort is probably standing literally right next to the Falmer guard. I reckon he was never following us. I reckon because the quest said lead him to safety, I reckon I just assumed that he was following and never actually turned around to check. Could be wrong. But that's why we're going back this way. Because I checked all of Whiterun and the clairvoyance spell was no help at all. It just led us to some random man's farm. Who, as far as I can tell, had nothing to do with anything. I did hear that. I was just clarifying while I said what I did. Okay. Thank you. Shame I can't have a permanent dragon taxi service. Or Can I? I can summon... Which I can summon Durnavir, but I'm not thinking of Durnavir. I can summon the other one as well, can't I? I've never summoned them, so I don't know if they're just for combat or not. Hold on, this is worth investigating. Hang on. No, because the summon requires use of a shout, doesn't it? And I would also need to use a shout to bind their will. So presumably I can't just summon a dragon and then have them take me somewhere. Which is a shame. Might also make Odovig mad at you. What if I try to use him as a personal taxi service? I mean, why did he go to such lengths to preserve his own life for thousands of years, if not to taxi the Dragonborn around? I think Bend Will can count as an attack. Oh, interesting. Huh. But by the time it's taken effect, they're going to be peaceful. Oh, this reminds me, actually. I need to pin the mod list before I forget. There we go. Wonderful. Illusion spells are weird. Is that illusion? I'm trying to remember what school, like, Frenzy belonged to in Morrowind. Was that Alteration? I think it would have to have been one of Alteration or Mysticism. Or was it always Illusion? I might look that up in a second. It might have been Illusion, actually, because that is to do with... That is defined as being about bending people's minds into perceiving what you want them to perceive, isn't it? Frenzy and Calm spells are both Illusion. Ow.
I am staying out of this.
Make! What? I'm not attacking you. Are you scared of this crab? There, the crab is no more. Where are you? Just standing in the middle of the water, okay.
Maik is always in search of calipers, yet he finds none. Where could they have gone?
Wasn't that a thing in Oblivion, collecting
Maik
calipers
knows
for
many
Mike?
stories of war, yet few of them are true. Maik is tired now. Go bother somebody else.
Okay, okay. Well, that was a pleasant little distraction, wasn't it? Let's summon Arvak again and carry on our way. Oh, yep. In Morrowind, it looks like Frenzy was illusion.
Where'd you come from?
Yep, it was. Interesting. Just intuitively, it doesn't feel like it should be illusion to me. It feels like, you know, you're enchanting somebody else's mind. That's not quite the same as going invisible, but... what do I know? Right, we're nearly back. Do you think he's gonna be there? Do you think I'm gonna ride up to the entrance and he's just gonna be standing there, wondering where we went? Yes.
Can I thank you
Yes, he is.
rescuing me from this place? I suspect I'd never again see the light of day otherwise. But why would you risk your life for me, a stranger?
Oh my goodness. It's true to say if he wasn't there, I'd be in a spot of bother. Your family was concerned for you.
Of course, I should have known. This was all Abelstein's idea, wasn't it? Where is he?
I told him to wait in Whiterun.
A wise decision, but I fear he may not be safe there anymore. They'll go looking for me, and Whiterun will...
Who will go looking for you? Who?
I cannot stay. Not here. Not in Whiterun. It likely won't be safe for Abelstein either. Our best hope now is to fall in with the ranks of the Stormcloaks.
No, that is a terrible idea. The Stormcloaks have been defeated.
Tell my mother to suffer the winter's cold wind, for it bears aloft next summer's seeds. She'll know it.
And are you really going to talk about joining the ranks of the Stormcloaks right next to the guard who just released you? Well, I don't have words for how foolish this individual is. Well, 'tis what it is, I guess. Ow! What's he doing?
This should be good.
This should be good. Wait, am I dead? No. Yes. Well, okay, that didn't go very well. I was wondering if I could follow him and see where he ends up, but I guess not. Because those undead are going to make that very difficult. Thing is, I have to go this way anyway to get back to Solitude, where the carriage is that can take us back to, well, anywhere we want to go.
Who's there?
That quest is supposed to be done long before the Civil War ends. To be fair, he has been locked up there since the Civil War was raging. So I suppose we can't fault him for not realising. But why were we not able to tell him? Don't you think he'd like to know that the Stormcloaks are lost? One thing I really don't like about, well, it's a combination of things, really. Hang on. Ah, my audio's gone, hold on. Right, we good? We good? I think we're good. Pretty sure there are still Stormcloaks. They'll just no longer have centralized leadership. Well, they don't have control of any region of Skyrim, do they? I mean, aren't the remaining Stormcloaks just the one that are being led around in chains? Your audio does not like me. Uh-oh, the audio has gone full Burger King drive-through. Yeah, it's a rare... It used to be a rare bug that I'd get, like, maybe once every, I don't know, 20 streams or something, and I just... But now it seems to be happening more and more and more, and I don't know why. I know that... I'm on Linux, and I know that removing the sound audio USB module, kernel module, and then putting it back using modprobe seems rmmod and modprobe, that seems to fix it. But this shouldn't be happening at all, so I don't know what causes it. We good. You can still find Stormcloak camps, I think. Oh, I didn't know that. Am I going the right way? This way will probably work. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, I just remembered. Looks like I will be doing a charity stream. I haven't set everything up yet. I still need to email the people back once everything's got set up. I should have done that already. I was going to do it on Tuesday, but I did other things and ran out of time. But yeah, for Gamers Outreach, looks like I'll be doing their VTuber Summer Slam again. Because I messaged them and they seemed perfectly happy for me to join them. And so what I'll probably do is next Monday do another Dark Souls speedrun attempt, because I mean that's what I did last year, and I suspect given my recent speedrun attempts of Dark Souls, I've got a feeling it'll go considerably better than it did last year. I remember last year that was awful. What was it, like 14 hours for me to complete the game? I was so tired and grumpy at the end of that. Alright, definitely a conversation pivot, but just looked up something we spoke about earlier. Darksiders 4 is being developed, but there's not currently a release date set. Oh, okay. Without knowing more about the studio, that doesn't tell you much, because some studios like to announce release dates for games well in ahead of when they'll be released just to build up hype. and of course often they then won't meet those deadlines, and then other studios won't announce it until the game's, you know, pretty much ready to be released. But I suppose that suggests that it probably won't be released for another year or so, I would assume. Is it the same studio doing it? Because I'm pretty sure you told me that the studio changed at some point, wasn't it? Was it 1 and 2 were with a particular studio, and then 3 and Genesis were a different studio? I see. So is this the same studio that did 3 and Genesis? THQ Nordic is a new studio, and the ones who did 3 and Genesis. I've recognised that name. What other games have they done? That sounds really familiar. Hang on, I didn't even mean to be here, did I? I meant to go to Whiterun. But since I'm here... Can you still hear buzzing? Are you sure? Because I don't hear the buzzing. Oh, hang on, are you hearing this? The fan I had going because it's so hot. Or it could be my PC fan.
Take a look.
That was it. Yeah, sorry about that. I wish there was a better way to get rid of fan noise. Can you believe that fan was sold as being quiet? Like I knew, obviously I wanted a little desk-sized fan that I could have on when I was streaming. Actually, not for myself originally. It was because the iPhone I was using kept overheating. I don't know why it hasn't overheated today, but I'm glad it hasn't. But yeah, and I specifically went for the, you know, quietest one I could find, and you know the reviews were saying, "Oh, it's so quiet." It's not quiet. It's a normal fan volume. Sorry. What for? I don't think you've anything to be sorry about. It's so hot, like at 10 jalapeno habaneros in a row. Are you in the UK, Chuck Fagano? THQ Nordic, also the ones who released Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, wasn't happy with the fun DLC for Re-Reckoning, but I like Darksiders 3 and Genesis. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I don't think so. Are they an old studio? I swear I recognise that name from back in the day. I'm in pain.
I can take you to any of the... Where do
Oh,
you
you
want to
poor
go?
thing.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
It is quite warm, isn't it? In a moment, I'm going to look at them up. I don't know, I only know them because they bought 2 IPs I liked. Why is everything red? Oh, we near death. We're very hungry and quite tired. Okay. That can be solved. Wow, we were hungry. There we go. I would not say warm. I'm boiling. I don't know. I only know. Oh, sorry. Read that. Red equals bad. Yeah, I'm in the UK and it's surprisingly warm today. Hold on, I'm just gonna look up this games company. How do I end collaboration? There we go, and close that because I don't need that open anymore. THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic. Tell me more about you. I just want a list of... Oh, okay, here we go. No? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I want a list of games they publish. List of THQ Nordic games, thank you. Apparently they've done a game called The Raven, episodes 1, 2 and 3. The Raven, Legacy of a Master Thief. Not what I was thinking of though. Oh, they do Shadowrun Chronicles? Darksiders 2. Interesting. Darksiders War Mastered Edition. Darksiders 3. Darksiders 3 The Crucible. So far I'm not seeing... Darksiders 3 Keepers of the Void. I'm not seeing any games that really like jump out to me as, oh yeah, I recognise that, I've played that. Maybe I'm just going mad. It's not impossible. Oh, Trine 5. I haven't played Trine 5, but I have played Trine. Could that be it? Gothic 2. I was playing Gothic 2 ages ago. I think that was like one of the last games I was playing a bit of before I became a streamer. And Gothic 3. Right, this would be... Oh, but they've only released them recently, apparently. 2026. So this must be a remake? Or something? Gothic did look really good. Yeah, I can't place... There's several games here that I, like, recognise. Oh, Planetary Annihilation, maybe. I do own that. I didn't play it very much, though. Which is what makes me doubt that to an extent. Pillars of Eternity 2. Didn't know that. Interesting. Broken Sword 5. I haven't done any Broken Sword games on this channel, have I? But they're on the list. Yeah, there's a bunch of... I don't know where it is I've seen their name. I'm sure I've seen their name before. There's like a bunch of franchises there that I recognise. But I can't, like, pin it down. To, like, there's this game that I've definitely played, so that's why I'd recognise them. They re-released Darksiders 1 and 2. Which member of the melodious Jackson family graced the sitcom Different Strokes with their presence? I don't know. Oh, Janet Jackson. That actually I probably should have guessed that thinking about it. In the case of Darksiders and Amalur, the original studios went under, so they just re-released some of the older games. Yeah, like Gothic, for example. I never played Gothic back in the day. Here's the thing. This is something that happened to me. Like I say, I think this was... I think this happened to me just before I became a streamer. As you know, I adore Morrowind. And then on one day on Steam, I was like recommended this game Gothic. No, it wasn't Steam. I think it was YouTube I saw it first of all. And I found out that it was an RPG that I think was released within a year of Morrowind. So it was like right in that period. And I started playing it. And okay, it's not Morrowind. I'm not claiming it is. It's definitely, you know, an RPG of its own flavour. But it made a lot of similar design decisions in terms of like the way it wasn't handholdy. Just sort of like it did things in a certain way which you wouldn't see a modern RPG doing. Like there were no like quest arrows or anything like that. It was largely, look, we're going to give you a map, we're going to give you directions, you need to figure it out. I loved that, and it was so well done as well. I didn't finish the game, unfortunately. I think it may have been streaming that got in the way of that. I could be mistaken. But, like, I got a fair ways into it, and was really enjoying it. And they did at least three other games, because there was, like, Gothic 1, 2, and 3 on Steam at the time. And I did mean to go back to them at some point. But I just noticed that apparently this THQ Nordic have been re-releasing the Gothic games this year, which I think did they say June? So this month. So they must have acquired that IP and re-released them. Wait, what is the game you're talking about right now? Gothic.
I'd be a lot warmer.
Yeah, the thing that really shocked me is it was like an RPG that was right up my street. Like, it's exactly the sort of RPG I like. And it was released within a year of Morrowind, I think. I've forgotten which one came first. I think Morrowind did. And yeah, I had never heard of it before. Like, never before in my life. And I was playing it years later on Steam. And as I say, it looks like they must have re-released it very recently as well.
Need anything else? Just let me know.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days? Everyone is obsessed with death.
Well, with so many people dying, it's not that surprising. I remember, as some of you may be aware, the Regency, Victorian and Edwardian periods are a special interest of mine. I remember seeing some people, I don't know, on some documentary or something, I don't remember where it was, talking about how the Victorians had this really strange relationship with death, and that they had almost a strange fascination with it. And it's like, technically, I mean, sort of, yeah, but at the same time, the Victorians were used to people dying a lot more than we're used to. Like, a lot more just young, healthy people would die, you know, like, contract an illness and die. Or, you know, be in a horrible accident and die. So they were far more aware of the idea that, like, you never know when your time is up. Like, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And so, yeah, they ended up the point is, it's presented by some people as if their interest in death was pathological, but I don't think it is. I think it's just coping. It's like, if you're exposed to death fairly regularly, I won't say every day, but, you know, you're just used to people in your life dropping dead, then, yeah, you're gonna be rather interested in that subject. It doesn't mean that it's pathological in any way. There's an early access RPG I really like. It's called Fate Keeper. By now it was a lot of placeholders, but the development shows promise. I see, I see. What's it like? What sort of RPG? Maybe I should... I've been thinking about what I'm going to play after Skyrim. Maybe I should do Gothic. I already own a copy of it. Maybe not the recent re-release, but a copy of it. Where has she gone? Am I being... This is where she lives, isn't it? It's so Skyrimish. I see, I see. Where's Clairvoyance? Clairvoyance is here. Missing in action. I swear, if this leads me out of town again... I'm not having it just take me to that random person's farm again. Oh. There you are.
Please tell me you have news of my son.
Thorold is safe.
Is he? You've saved him? Oh, I must see him at once.
I have no idea where he is. I'm afraid he's not here. He didn't think it was safe to return.
What? After all this, I can't even see him? How do I know you're telling me the truth and not just what I want to hear?
Fair question. He said to tell you to suffer the winter's cold wind.
For it bears aloft next summer's seeds. That's my boy. So it's true then. For now it's enough to know that he's alive. I can find peace in that. Thank you, dear friend.
By the way, the Gothic remake is selling a lot, is it?
My son. I'd had Eorland forge this for Thorold. It was to be
How do you know?
For his return. I suppose he can't have it now. Why don't you take it? We can always make another for the day when this war...
I bet the developers didn't expect it.
Come home.
Oh, that's not necessary, but thank you.
You take care of yourself now.
What was I thinking? Yeah, I don't have any proof for this. But given that Gothic seemed to be a really good RPG that was in exactly the tradition that I like, and it was released within a year of Morrowind, and I had never heard of it, I get the feeling it was probably a marketing failure. Not necessarily due to the studio's fault either. Like, you know, sometimes marketing campaigns just don't work, especially, I don't know what resources they had at the time. They may not simply have the money to market it heavily. But I get the impression that Gothic... Then again, if they had enough money to make at least 2 more games in the series, I guess it can't have been a complete flop. But I wonder if it became more of a cult classic because they just weren't... The game wasn't getting the attention it deserved and is now getting a lot more. Years later. Hey Rob, haven't tuned in for a while. Hope you're doing well. How's the Skyrim journey going? Oh, it's lovely to see you, Magier. Yeah, Skyrim's going good. We've finished the main quest and all the expansions. Now I'm just doing side quests. Speaking of, Avon sent me a list of places to look into, which I should really do. Where's our daughter, anyway? Seriously, where's our daughter? It's the middle of the night and I don't see her. What? I hope this is just a bug. I don't like the idea that our daughter's just gone missing. Everyone else is here. How very, very odd. Well, nothing I can do. Everything alright, Avon? How are you, Magier? How's your day been? What have you been up to? What do you have planned? How are you feeling? And is there anything I can do to make your day a little bit better? It is weird, isn't it? Also, 20 questions. Okay, we can do 20 questions in a second. I was going to write down the names of all these places you mentioned. Orc Stronghold that get you access to other Orc Strongholds. Lagash Burr. Okay. Lagash Burr. Dawnstar. 2 Daedric quests. Dawnstar Museum plus Inn. Okay. Ruins of Bethalst. Windhelm. I don't think I want to do the Dark Brotherhood questline. But I'll bear that in mind. Graveyard plus Dark Brotherhood. Markarth. Okay. Markarth. Forsworn quest plus 2 Daedric. I've been to Markarth before though, so if you do get a quest immediately, I should have it. The Great Mead Hall in Whiterun. I think I've met that faction. I've forgotten what their significance was. Weren't they all fighters or something? Riften. Thieves Guild. Yeah. Don't know if I want to do the Thieves Guild quest either. Maybe. I mean, we have said that everything that's going on now is no longer canon. Because we've already completed the main quests. And Lady Ashvale would probably be an apothecary if she had a choice. So, oh, I feel like a worried mother when her child stays out too late at night. Where have you been, young lady? Have a Dark Souls thing. Thank you for reminding me. Where am I going? I guess we could look up that ruin.
Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
Lagash, was it? Do I know where that is? That's the first question. Then I'll do the 20 questions with you, Avon. Once I know where I'm headed. Nope. Don't know where that is. Alright. I could do the Dawnstar quest. That's not difficult to get to. Can I take a carriage straight to Dawnstar? I probably can. The game gives you the option to destroy the Dark Brotherhood when they try to recruit you. Well, that would be great revenge for Morrowind. I may have to do that.
Men are all alike, from Skyrim to Hammerfell. They care only for war and
Right, Dawnstar. Then 20 questions.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back.
Are the carriage drivers essential?
This rain will stop eventually. Always stop.
What would happen if they,
There once was a hero named Ragnar.
had an accident. Right, so, is it only in one game? I think the carriage stops functioning. Well, that would be unfortunate. Only in one game. Is it in Dark Souls 1? It is, wonderful. Can it take damage?
I'm no fan of the sun. It would be better than this.
It cannot. Can it be... Can it be in the inventory? Is this the museum?
Here comes my first visitor. The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend.
Hang on. Who was the one that was behind the Oblivion Crisis? Was that Molag Bal? I'm just trying to think what Daedra would be involved in this. Cannot be in the inventory. Interesting. Is it a structure? You know, like a wall? The ground? Something like that. A statue, I guess. I suppose you could argue whether a statue's a structure, but... Molag Bal was plain meld, I think. Mehrunes Dagon is the Oblivion Crisis. Ah, thank you. Not a structure, okay. Gonna have to think about that. What was that argument about?
Never mind that. Medina is a good woman, but I have my own reasons for opening this museum, and I'm not changing my mind. I have a collection of artifacts from the group that toppled an empire. Their importance to history cannot be forgotten. Why don't you come in? You can browse the displays and we can talk. I have a job you look perfect for.
Yeah, I bet you do. Sounds good.
Let's talk inside.
Are you gonna go in? Okay.
Feel free to look around. Come talk to me when you're ready to discuss.
Serrana's already making food.
The tapestries hung here and outside were found in hideouts, where members of the Mythic Dawn would meet and plot. The cult's greatest accomplishment was the assassination of the Septim Dynasty and the opening of the Oblivion Gates.
Right, it's not a structure. Can't take damage. What could it be? Can't be in the inventory. Can it damage the player?
Those robes were worn during the Mythic Dawn's secret meetings, where they plotted to bring the Daedra Mehrunes Dagon into Tamriel. Each bolt of yarn used to make the robe was colored with a dye, made from sacrificial blood.
That's horrifying. I don't think blood would work as a very good dye. It's honestly not that, like... Well, I don't think it would be the right colour. I don't think it would wear well over time. As in, like, I don't think blood would make a very good colour to dye with. I don't think it would weather well. And it would probably wash out.
That burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xarxes, the blasphemous book written by Mehrunes Dagon himself.
How did you get that?
That Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise where all his followers would live forever. The commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Mehrunes Dagon's side.
Is it a tangible object?
Did you have any questions about the museum? Or would you rather talk business?
Let's talk about this job you want done.
A little history first. After the Oblivion Crisis, a number of groups cropped up dedicated to wiping out the remnants of the Mythic Dawn. One of these groups found Mehrunes' razor, the artifact of Dagon. They split it into 3 fragments and pledged to keep them apart forever. That was almost 150 years ago, and the pieces are still being kept.
Why did they move them all to Skyrim?
And they're right here. In
Why
Skyrim.
not spread them out farther? It's not tangible. Okay. Is it visible? Can you see it? You want me to get those fragments?
At least 2 of the owners, Gunzel and Draskua, are dangerous marauders. And the 3rd owner, Jorgen, I only know he lives in Morthal. Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting the pieces any way you can. No questions asked.
Can it be interacted with? I have the blade shards of Mehrunes' razor.
Look at them. The legendary sharpness of a Daedric weapon.
Wow, that's a lot of gold.
And here's your payment for the shards.
I would have been very happy with that payment if I had known to hand this in immediately.
Good luck finding
Like, back in the game when I stumbled across that piece of Mehrunes' razor, that would have been a huge boon. Clarify interact with, please. Can the player use it, activate it? Is there an action they can perform on it or with it? Keepers of the Razor, current descendants of the Inner Circle, Jargon of Morthal, 8th generation of Clan Axebearer to bear the hilt of Mehrunes' razor, son of Halnir, son of Horoi, son of Koli, son of Malt, son of Legalade, son of Nedrir, son of Len. Gunzel, leader of the Cracked Tusk Bandits, who claim territory in southwest Volkurth. That must be the one I attacked. And 8th to bear the blade shards of Mehrunes' razor, son of Shellac, son of Mog, son of Gruul, son of Durgob, son of Usgak, son of Ramalj, son of Osmash. I'm surprised they knew the ancestry of that group so well if they've been living in Orcish keeps and so on. Why would outsiders be able to trace their heritage? Draskua, the leader of the Forsworn of Dead Crone Rock, nestled in the westmost mountains of the Reach, and 8th to bear the pommel of Mehrunes' razor, daughter of Karine, daughter of Edana, daughter of Malvina, daughter of Muriel, daughter of Rian, daughter of Kaylee, daughter of Sorsha. The early names sound a lot more mundane, a lot more everyday than the later names. Nestled in the westernmost mountains of the Reach. Where's the reach? West is this way. I could honestly do with a bit more of a hint than that. I suppose I could select this quest. Oh, the pommel first of all. That wants me to go to... yeah, let's do the pommel first, because we know where to go, more or less. Yes, it can be interacted with. Is it one of a kind? Or are there multiple instances of it in the game? Which is the hold around Markarth? Is it? I'm going to Markarth anyway, aren't I? Or have I got my places mixed up? Wasn't one of them... Wasn't the other one in Markarth? Yeah. Jorgen of Markarth. Oh no, sorry, Morthal. Morthal, not Markarth. Different place. Okay, where's Morthal? Is that the swampy area? Yes. I don't think Dawnstar has a carriage service, unfortunately, but I wonder if I end up with Mehrunes Razor at the end of this. But Morthal's actually not that far from here. So it's not that big a deal if we have to ride Arvak there. It's not unique, but put an asterisk on that. Is it a bonfire? No. Oh, okay. I fear you may have got me again, Avon. Is it tied to the story progression? As in, is interacting with it something that you're naturally going to end up doing when completing the game? Like, ignoring glitches that might let you skip things. Wonderful dragon. You can go entire playthroughs without once encountering the thing, but it is in an inaccessible location. Okay, so no, it's not. You don't have to interact with whatever it is. Hang on. Is it the bird trader? What's his name? Not Fuzzy. Not Chirpy. What's his name? Snuggly. Is it Snuggly? Not Snuggly. Good guess though.
Who's there?
Thank you, Serana. Oh my goodness. It's a holy Bob. We're blessed with Bob this day. Bob is a wonderful streamstress. Do consider giving her a follow. How have you been? What have you been up to? What do you have planned? How are you feeling? And is there anything I can do to make your day a little bit better? I'm on the bus home now. Oh, goodness me. And you're actually taking time to tune into the stream. That's incredibly kind. I don't deserve that. But thank you. And since it's countryside, I get to enjoy all the horses and sheep. Ah. Have you ever ridden a horse? If you don't mind my asking. And baby cows. That does sound lovely. Horses are cool. Horses are cool. Ow! Pinched by a crab. I have, but I'm terrified of horses even though I can remember. Oh, ever since I can remember. I see, I see. I can understand why. But that's lovely. Not being terrified of them, having ridden a horse before. I don't know why, but even as a toddler I apparently was not into them. I can pet one, but riding horses is too nerve-wracking for me. Yeah, I get it, because they're big powerful animals. I fully understand why that would be nerve-wracking. I rode a horse a couple of times at Autumn Fair type thing, same place I learned. I'm a terrible archer. You weren't doing both at the same time, were you, Avon?
Do you like magic? Valiant says I'm good at learning.
Not doing a spot of horse archery, were we? Why were you running towards me?
Please don't mind Yorick. He's not mad. Really, he's not.
Is that the one I need to speak with? Not even sure that place does the autumn fairs anymore. Oh, that's a shame. I know in Britain we have a long tradition of going donkey riding at the beach. But more for children than for adults, but... No, Jorgen, not Jorik. I may as well have a word with you. What's wrong with Jorik?
My brother is sensitive. He has trouble focusing his attention on things. We were taking him to the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun, just so the healers could make sure he was in good health. And they say he's fine. Are you heading to Whiterun? Could you take this letter to the priestess, Danica Purespring? It's a note about Yorick's health.
I'll be glad to help.
Thank you.
Where was I? Sorry, I was gonna type something into chat. Yeah, fair is definitely part of not just an American thing, but we used to spell it differently. I think like that, but I think the other spelling has taken over. Yeah. I think. I'm double checking this to make sure I'm not making this up. Yep, that appears to be correct. We also, of course, have the word fate for a similar type of thing. How's fate spelled in that sense? Oh, blimey, what's just happened? I need to have a look at that in a sec. Yeah, we also have the word fate. My reception's terrible, so I'm afraid I'll have to leave now. But I wanted to pop in and say hi anyway. Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. If you can hear me, then I just want you to know I hope you have a wonderful day and you take care. And I really appreciate this. Thank you. Is the burb gone yet? That's not very nice. What? Rude? Oh, hello, burb. Hello, Magnifico Souls. Hello, Chili V Rises. How are you? Time out, Chili. I'm not going to do that. Nope, not at all at the same time. I was tiny and someone brought a horse to let the children ride, with an adult holding the reins, of course. Yeah, that's how we do donkey rides. The horse never went faster than a brisk walk. The archery was stationed when we were firing at targets inside a trailer. Oh, interesting. No matter where I was aiming, I always hit the painting of a purple pumpkin with the arrows I fired. Frankly, Avon, that's impressive if that's true. Do you mean to tell me that if you spun around and fired in the opposite direction, the arrow would curve and still hit the painting? Dear man, I just haven't held a bow in years, though. Yeah, I suspect you'd find yourself a bit more capable these days. Even without having practiced at all. Oh, I love your emotes, Holy Burp. Yeah, have an excellent day. I never tried spinning. Sorry, I'm looking for someone, aren't I? There's an NPC here we need to speak with. Do you get shooting in the United States since you have your since you like your guns? Do they? You say they had archery. Did they have similar shooting competitions, or is that viewed differently? No one wrote. Hang on, I'm being dumb. Why don't I just use clairvoyance to tell me where to go? This way. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Not that autumn fair. The fair was held by gardening, farming supply store. I see, I see. Not the local gun store.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Unless it's about the mill. Don't have time to talk. Too much to do.
Hello, I understand you have an ancient artifact, or shard of an artifact, which should never be allowed to be reassembled. I'm helping a man reassemble it. Could I have it, please?
The mill is my responsibility.
I'm looking for pieces of Mayron's razor.
Don't know what you're talking about, stranger.
Okay, you've just lied to me. Relicillus Vesuvius says otherwise.
I've heard of him. My father had suspicions about his connection to the mythic Dawn. Guess they were true. I don't need this. My family wasted 8 generations keeping that razor safe from a dead cult. As far as I care, it can stay locked in my house.
You won't miss it then, Persuade. I'll pay you for the hilt. Give me the hilt or things get ugly. You won't miss it then.
I don't care, but my ancestors do. You can't have it.
Good attitude.
Divines know the mill could use some new blades. All right, it's yours. Here's the keys. It's locked in the chest inside my house.
You seem upset about something.
The world's going mad, and our Jarl does what? She hides inside with her visions.
I don't know where the gun store is.
Not some mystic.
I should probably learn, though, especially since I keep badgering my dad and uncle to take me deer hunting with them. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was a interest of yours. Can you imagine if the gold I just gave him was here? What was I thinking? Are you going to make me go all the way back to... Silas immediately? Or can I do the next bit now? What was I thinking? Yeah, you were saying about going deer hunting. I take it that if you do go, you will eat the animal. I mean, it's not for me to tell other people how to live their life, but I do find the idea of people killing an animal just for the sport of it, for no other reason at all, not less than ideal. I like venison. I've never had venison. I mean, to be fair, I'm fine with all sorts of meat. I'll obviously the normal meats like meats you can get, you know, beef, lamb, chicken, pork, what have you, but I'm also fine with what's it called? Oh, my sound's gone again, hold on. We good? We're good. I'm also fine with offal as well. You know, heart, liver, kidney, all very nice. So I mean, I imagine I'd be just fine with venison. I'd quite like it, but I've never had the opportunity to try it. Killing for sport annoys me. The animal could be eaten, or you could make love for the skin and donate the other parts. Why waste it? Absolutely. Oh my goodness, that voice. I know, it's very annoying when that bug happens. Why is the game trying to make me pay so much attention to this one tree? Why is this one tree important? Okay, so we're looking for the Forsworn in this general vicinity then. We can't get more specific than that. Oh no, it's going to be near Markarth, isn't it? Not here. Alright. I'm just trying to think about the logistics of this. Let's go back to Dawnstar. Actually, do I want to do that? I had tripe once in Foe. Liked that. I've never tried tripe. Robert, are you sure that isn't a place you selected? How do you mean, sorry? Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right and I'm a moron. No, wait, there is no marker there. Did I just select it? Hang on, let me check. I think you're right. I think you are absolutely right. That was a place I selected. Well, thank you for that. I do feel like a moron now. Yep, that's exactly what happened. And I must have removed the marker when I was trying to figure out where I was going next.
Finished ogling the grotesque?
Oh, questions, thank you. It's not snuggly. What could it be? I know it's not mandatory to finish the game. I know it can be interacted with. What could it be? Hold on. Just managing the windows I've got open. There we go. It has occurred to me it could be like in the DLC or something. No! Oh. Felix was feeling playful. Wall Potato, lovely to see you. How are you?
I knew I heard something.
This big cat is terrifying.
Who's there? That'll teach you.
Well, that went a lot better. You can heal while you swing, you know. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can do that. Probably would have been a good idea as well. Hang on, I was using clairvoyance. Wait, why are we unhappy? Oh, we're really hungry in game. Okay. That can be solved. Right, where was I? I was trying to think. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if I said. How are you, Wall Potato? Oh, I'm okay. Been in a weird work world, so I haven't been able to pop in. Oh, that's absolutely fine. I hope everything's alright. But it's always a pleasure to have your company. If you want to talk about it at all, in public or private, you're welcome to. But no pressure if you don't want to. Hope the weirdness subsides. Yeah, things are okay, just scheduled as weird. Okie dokie.
Finished ogling the grotesque?
What was I thinking? Yeah, what could I even thought of? Hope you get some good sleep then. Yes. I start vacation tonight, so when? Oh, congratulations! Do you congratulate someone on going on vacation? Whatever the appropriate term would be. Is it going to be long? Just a few days. Okay. But a few days well earned, I'm sure. Time to be bed potato then? It's our anniversary Friday, so... Oh, that's lovely. You and your significant other, I take it. Why is this spell taking me along such a silly windy route? Oh my goodness. Yep, 1 year married. Oh, congratulations! That's wonderful. That really is wonderful. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving potato. I hope Tato won't be... I hope Peasy Tato won't be upset for me saying that. Sorry, Avon, I am still thinking about the,
Where'd you come from?
the thing. I will yield the best potato since I think they have had it longer. So we're looking for something in Dark Souls 1, only Dark Souls 1, which can be interacted with by the player, but it doesn't go in your inventory, it doesn't take damage, it doesn't damage you, and it seems to be optional. It's not something you're bound to interact with. And we know it's not Snuggly. That's an individual, incidentally. I don't mean that in the general sense. Oh, sorry, Serana. Oh, sorry again, Serana. Well then. Consider it arrow donation. I may need to stop and warm up, actually. We're getting quite cold. Is this open? Looks like it. I'll go down there just long enough to warm up. I've belatedly realised you have never encountered my thing, so this should be interesting. Ah, Haven, why? Very wise. The best potato always ends up eaten. You had me wondering. I see what you mean. The best potato always ends up eaten. For a moment there, you had me wondering whether you called in the United States jacket potatoes vest potatoes or something. And if that was a pun, I see that is not the case. Nah, just a typo. Maybe I should have jacket potato tonight. I don't have time. If you wanted a really good jacket potato, you do it in the oven, but then that takes a few hours. But if we have any potatoes in, I could do like this. It's not really a jacket potato, but the lot of microwave baked potato. I'm thinking about food because I'm hungry because I've barely eaten today. I had my normal huel for breakfast, which is I think 400 calories and nothing else. Or just over 400 and something. And I think maybe something you never encountered, not guaranteed. Don't think I was here for your casualties one run. Ponders what a jacket potato is. Oh, a jacket potato, you take an old potato. When I say old, I mean like not a new potato. Like, I take it you know what a new potato is. Like, it's actually different species of potato they use, but they're the small ones. I don't know whether new potatoes can grow to be large, or if they just conventionally pick them young. But anyway, there's old potatoes and new potatoes. You pick an old potato, like say a King Edward potato, get a really big one, like a really big one, like almost, actually I don't know, maybe in the United States they have truly unreasonably large potatoes. That sounds like the sort of thing they'd do, but you know what I mean, like if it's the, I don't know, size of, like 2 cricket balls or something like that. You get a really nice big potato, and then you put holes in it, and then you just bake it in the oven for hours. and then the outside of the potato ends up really crisp and the inside really soft. And then you cut it open down the centre, and then you can fill it. One of the simplest things you can do is you can just like take out the inside and then like put some butter in and mix that in and just have like a buttery jacket potato. That's nice, but you can fill it with anything you like. Baked beans, popular one. But you could fill it with chili, like if you do like a chili con carne type thing, or just chili beef. That goes excellently with a jacket potato. Would definitely recommend. Anyway, that's the general idea. We have a range. I think we'll just call that baked potato. Well, I don't know if those two terms mean exactly the same thing or not. Because, like, the thing about a jacket potato, if you do it properly, like it's a proper jacket potato, then the outside does end up really quite hard and crispy. That's the jacket. If you just do what I was thinking of doing today, which is basically bake it in the microwave, then it doesn't end up with a jacket. I think we still call that a jacket potato just because we don't have another word for it. But it's not really the same thing. But seriously, like baking the potato in the oven for a very long time adds a lot of flavour. A lot of like caramelized flavour to it, and it really is nice. I haven't had a good jacket potato in ages. I mean, you need the right sort of potatoes. You can't just use any old potato. It does need to be... Well, that's an interesting tale. Didn't realise the dragons varied so much in their appearance. But yeah. Then treat yourself to some potato. All potato will help him to catch potato. Yeah, I'm not gonna have jacket potato tonight because I don't think we'd. I might have like a potato that's been baked in the microwave, but like I say, that's not really a proper jacket potato with like the proper crispy jacket and the caramelized flavour. To do that, I would need a properly large potato, which we almost certainly don't have, and it would like have to spend several hours in the oven, which I'm not prepared to do. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock. Is that dragon attacking me again? I assumed if I commanded it, it'd go away. Sounds like a baked potato with extra fixins, personally. But I don't need to hunt down. I don't need to hunt potato down. Well, the other stuff is optional. Like the jacket potato, sorry, is just the potato itself that's been baked in the oven. But like I say, crucially, it has to have that jacket that comes from having cooked it for a long time. Would recommend. Where are we? Oh, they've just taken me back to Dawnstar. Oh, what a nuisance. Oh, well. I was worried they'd do this. They're just taking me back to Dawnstar to hand the piece I just acquired back to the museum curator. Oh, well. This is fine. Now I wish wish that dragon was still there so I could ride them to Markarth.
What is it? Did you try the grip? Isn't it eerie how it seems to mold itself into your hand? Here's your gold.
Thank
There's
you.
only the pommel left to collect. Exciting, isn't it?
Did they record a voice line for each part that could be left? Like, oh, it's only the pommel left to collect. Oh, it's only the blade that's left to collect, etc. It's fine. A bit annoying, but fine. Where's going to be the nearest carriage? Probably Whiterun. So let's do a dash for Whiterun on Arvac. I think they might have. Oh, apologies. You think they might have what? Sorry, my brain's already forgotten the context. Oh, the dialogue. Yep, I'm with you. Well, I can't do anything. This is annoying. Alright, let's... Okay. Okay, we're good. What was I thinking? I was thinking about the Dark Souls thing. I mean, now you said I might not have encountered it, I'm seriously thinking that's probably the case. Is it... I may have to throw the towel in on this one, even. Yes, sorry, I was going back to 20 questions, if that wasn't clear. You can still try unless you're totally out of ideas. I guess I could try and narrow down its location. Can it be accessed before Sen's Fortress? That's my 14th question, so I'll have 6 more questions after that one. You see, you can probably see the problem, Avon. In the time it's going to take me to narrow down where it is, I won't have many questions left, and there's a good chance I've never heard of it. Okay, before Sen's. Is it in the Undead Asylum, Firelink, or Undeadburg? So that I'm combining those. Is it in any of those locations? No. Is it in the parish, any of the dark route locations, or... No, we'll go with that. Is it in the parish or any of the dark route locations? Is it in Blighttown or accessed via Blighttown? So like anywhere beneath Blighttown or past it. So for example, Lost Izalith would count. Which you can access before Sen's. It is, okay. Is it in Lost Izalith? It can be encountered in Lost Izalith. Well, the way you say that, it makes it sound like it could be in multiple locations. Well, I've got 2 questions left to guess it in. The fact that if it can move, which you haven't said, but you sort of implied, and it's definitely not in a bunch of locations we've just discussed. That suggests it moves within a specific range, which is surprising. But I'll just stick to the basic assertion that one could find it in Lost Izalith, and since we're confident about that, oh. I may regret this. I remember there being an NPC that... Oh no, hang on. They don't move. There was an NPC that might actually be immortal. They're like built into a wall. One of the sisters of Quelag, I think. I don't know if you can kill them. I thought it might be them for a second, but I don't think they move. So, and they're not technically in Lost Izalith. Oh, you can kill her. Okay. Lost Izalith, but not mandatory. Can be interacted with. Collects sister can die and drops the firekeeper's soul. Oh, I forgot about that. She can, can't she? Well, that worked out well. Where we appeared. I'm wondering if it has to do with one of the NPC... Let me ask that. Does it have to do with an NPC's quest line?
Have you met my father? He's a steward up at Dragon's Reach.
Yes.
Oh, I'm as much a Nord as the next man, but I'm no fool. I don't live in the past like those grey maids.
I'm pretty confident, based on your description, that it's probably then used in some way to prevent Solaire from getting that parasite. But when I did my playthrough, he got parasited and died. So I probably never encountered this thing.
Anyway, let's sate that appetite,
What have you got? Anything that actually restores a significant amount of hunger? No.
Need anything else? Just let me know.
Watch the skies, traveler.
Our daughter's still not here. Perhaps if you give her too much pocket money, she leaves. Alright, it's my last question, so I have to guess what it is. But I almost certainly have never seen whatever it is, so I'm going to lose. But I mean, the problem I'm specifying is, in a way, it could seem to be unsportsmanlike to throw the game, but I don't see how I can't throw. I can't see how I can't not throw the game. It would also seem unsportsmanlike to, well, maybe not very unsportsmanlike, but yeah, slightly unsportsmanlike to throw in the towel, which I sometimes have to do. But like, I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I don't know what it is, so I either throw in the towel or I make a guess which throws the game. So I'll make a guess that throws the game. Is it used to help Solaire?
Need a ride? I can take you to any of the hold. Where do you want to go?
Markarth.
Climb and back and we'll be off. If you don't mind a piece of advice, stay out of trouble in Markarth. I'll toss you in the Sidna mine and you'll never get out.
No. You got pretty close though. Well, that's a shame. So now I find out whether I have heard of this thing, because maybe I have. Maybe I used it before and I just forgot. It's not beyond the realms of reason. The answer was the egghead status effect. Oh, when you get covered in the spider eggs. Yes, that did happen to me. I didn't know that was involved in a quest line though. Yeah, I got that status effect when I did the my first playthrough, because I just defeated Quelag and I saw the bonfire near Quelag's sister, but I couldn't get there because that person was in my way, and I did something that I shouldn't really have done. I slaughtered him. I did feel bad about that afterwards, because the thing is, like, at the time, initially when it happened, I felt like, look, you know, I don't want to die and now lose everything, all the progress I've just made. I just want to get to the bonfire, and, you know, I have no other interest here, just let me get there and I'll be gone. And they weren't having it, but then afterwards I thought, well, he wasn't actually being unreasonable, was he? Because, you know, I don't have the right to go anywhere I like. That wasn't... that was a private space. It wasn't for me to just use force to bust through. But anyway, I attacked him and then he gave me that status effect. So for quite a while I was walking around with those eggs. I've forgotten how I cured it in the end. I think I needed a special item to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't have got that, but it is something I have seen. So, in theory... someone in my position could have got that. I assume that's the one you're talking about. I don't remember what it was called. Is that the one where the spider people use an ovipositor to inject eggs into you? Rightio, I hope you'll forgive me, but I'll probably wrap up there. So let's talk streams. Okay, I see I haven't updated my schedule. What's next Friday going to be? The 26th? It's a single interaction with the guy who guards Quelag's sister. If you talk to him while egg-headed, after convincing him to move aside, can't remember if you need to join the Chaos Servant Covenant or not, he gives you the cure for the condition and unlocks his shop. That's amazing. Oh, thank you, Chop Vegano. Hope you have a wonderful night too. Upcoming streams. Friday, it says America McGee's Alex, but I actually think I mean Alice Madness Returns, which is the sequel. So let me make sure I get that written down. So we'll be starting, on Friday we'll be starting the second Alice game, which I already have installed, so hopefully that won't be a problem. Monday I'm hoping to do the Dark Souls charity event, raising money for Gamers Outreach. I still need to, as I say, do the final preparation for that, but I'm pretty sure that's going forwards. Be nice if people could, you know, donate a little, but I understand if you can't. Wednesday should be more Darksiders Genesis with the amazing Avon the Raven, who's in chat right now, who's been amazing us for the last few hours. Then Skyrim, and then more Alice Madness Returns the following Friday. So that's the upcoming streams. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I should probably find somebody to raid now. Thank you to everybody that kept me company in chat, and thank you to everybody that lurked. I really, really do appreciate it. You're the reason that I do this. Truly. Oh, I see there's a number of people live right now who I could raid. Let's go with... Who do I want to go with? Let's go with Jeezy. Get that raid set up. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I hope you have a wonderful, restful night too. Right, raiding Jeezy.